Hi, and welcome to Racehouse with me, Jolie.
And me, Darren Reeves.
We are here on location somewhere, and Darren, can you tell us where we are?
Well, we're at Forest Edge Karting Circuit in deepest Hampshire for the round 7 of the Forest Edge Karting Club Championships.
And you have a vested interest here, don't you?
I certainly do, because my 13-year-old son Lucas is racing here in the championships and is working his way up the championship table really well.
We're going to see a bit more of Lucas later, and before that, we need to talk about Formula One, obviously. And we're in Italy. It's Monza weekend, and the Ferraris. Well, we think before they will not have any kind of performance, but they look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the mic off you in a Murray Walker, James Hunt fashion doing one today. But the Ferraris at their home circuit in Monza, Joe, it's a really low downforce circuit with loads of straights, not many corners. So I think they're going to do well in front of their home crowd, and I think we're going to see a podium from Ferrari. But the way their season has gone, their development pattern is just not there. Everybody's Mercedes and McLaren and Aston Martin they're like the 5th best team this season, and they need to be in there with their driver lineup they've got. There's no excuse for it, really. But the fans are going to be there in there. But there's going to be no orange this weekend. If there is, it's a little corner. It's all going to be red.
I think, there's going to be a lot of red. There will be a lot of orange because Max Verstappen could make history with a 10th consecutive victory. I mean, with his performance as well at the moment, and the karts are just starting, so if we take a step back, we'll be able to see some of the karts. Look at that, it's amazing. And this is where a lot of the Formula One drivers started in karting, as is well known. So it's really great to be at kind of the roots, if you will, of the F1 series. But certainly, there's going to be a lot of orange, a lot of eyes on Verstappen if he can make this. Is this pressure going to get to him, or is he just like in the zone all the time?
I think Max is in the best place he's ever been right now, and in that Red Bull that's shaped around Max's skills. Oh, somebody's gone off over there. See, this is exciting, Joe. So listen, I can't see anybody beating Max this weekend. I think the Red Bull is suited to the Monza circuit more than it is many others, but in the combination of Max and Red Bull, we're looking at who else is going to be on the podium, really.
Yeah, I think so. And also, I think with Mercedes, it's, renewed confidence, perhaps, with the new talks with Hamilton and Russell, extended to 2025. That's the news this week. Hamilton apparently getting 50 million because he wanted to, be on the same level playing field as Max. But, I mean, is this the same money he's been on before? I don't know. It seems like, I don't know, he could have been on more before. Tell me.
Well, I think he's back on the money he was on when he sort of was out about 2 or 3 championships. In his main peak, 2020, where, he wins his 7th world title, I think he was on a lot more money. But where Max has now taken the mantle and Lewis is fighting from behind, the money's lower. But as he said, he's got a point to prove. He's got unfinished business to be done in Formula One.
Yeah, it's not about the money, I think, for Lewis. We know he's got plenty of money. They're all doing really well. It's about, wow, we are so close to this track. This is amazing. They're about to skid into us. It's not about money because Lewis, we know, he's got unfinished business. We're wearing a Mercedes jacket today, but he wants that 8th. And I think 2 years, is that enough time for him to get that 8th?
My honest opinion is he's got to see out these next 2 years to get to 2026 with the new rule changes that are going to happen that I think will level the playing field again. But little tweaks might happen to help level that playing field. But Red Bull's development, they're already working on next year's car. Everybody else is just trying to play catch up. But 2026, if Lewis will be Fernando's age in 2026, there's no reason why he can't race for another 4 or 5 seasons.
No, that's right. And look, it comes down to points and how they're doing. I think Hamilton's about 5th in the rankings. Is that right at the moment? No, 4th. He's 4th, behind Alonso, I believe. Monza, obviously, it's Ferrari's home race. Tell us about the track. Tell us about what adjustments the cars are going to need to get that performance this weekend.
Well, the car to watch on this track is the Williams. It's really good on the long straights, fast straights, straight line speed. Williams has one of the best cars, but their weakness is cornering. So when they're doing tracks like Monaco and like just gone at Zandvoort, we didn't expect Williams to do so well. So they've had some development in the summer that we saw at Zandvoort. So I'm really interested now to see what Williams do. I think we could see Albon on a podium this weekend. That's how strongly I believe Williams have developed. And I'd arguably say Albon has developed as a driver. So these long straights with a couple of chicanes, and then we've got the final corner, which is the Parabolica. Oh, look out, he's there. So we got this final corner of the Parabolica, where I think in qualifying today we're going to see traffic jams because they go so slowly before their start-finish lap. Anyway, I'll let you do this.
Well, we have a special guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lucas Reeves.
And what are you doing here today?
Driving.
Man, a few words, but amazing performance. Darren, take over. Tell us about the weekend and what we can expect from Lucas.
So Lucas is racing in junior road tax, which is 12 to 15-year-olds. The karts do 75 miles an hour down the back straight here at Forest, and you'll see them duck down so they can get more aerodynamics as they come out of this corner. So Lucas is in the championship. This is round 7, and because it's his first championship, he's been on novice plates for the first 6, which means novices start at the back of the grid, so it's been really frustrating for Lucas. So this weekend is the most important weekend in Lucas's karting career so far.
Well, it's an important weekend, but Lucas, you're out there on the track. I wonder if you could tell us in some detail about how it feels when you're out there, how you're approaching corners, what's going through your mind?
Okay, so basically, I'll use this corner for example. When you're coming down, you're thinking about where you want to brake, like this guy here, and then it's just about turning and keeping with your neck within the G-forces, all that.
Right. And then as you come out the bend, then are you looking down the end of the straight? What are you thinking as you approach the next corner?
Oh, you're just looking into the corner and thinking about the braking again. It's just the same thing each corner, but looking at different places of the corner. Sometimes you want to be wide, sometimes you want to be tight. Depends on the corner.
And how's your interaction with the other guys out there? I mean, is there much hustle and bustle? I mean, you kind of elbows out all the time? I mean, what's kind of the driving style that you prefer?
On a practice day, it'll just be getting free air. But then on a race day, it'll always be elbows out, whenever you are, wherever you are.
And it's right that it's based on times in this series, is that right? So how are you thinking about how you manage your tyres? Are you thinking about the whole car as you go, or are you just really focused on the actual driving itself?
I'm focused forwards, and then towards the end I'm just thinking about where the tyres are on performance and where I need to change my lines to get quicker.
Fantastic. Okay, and we wish you the best of luck. You've got more practice today, and then you've got a race tomorrow. And then how does this series bloom and blossom throughout the year? What else is to come?
So we're racing in 3 series. So we're doing the Club Championship here at Forest, we're doing the IKR Championship at Clay Pigeon, and we're doing the British Indoor Karting Championships in Farnborough, which will then go national after the regional finals, which happen in a couple of weeks' time. So there's probably about 10 different things you can race in. But next season we're aiming to race in JKC. What does that stand for, Lucas?
Junior Kart Championship.
That's it, which goes all around the country, in addition to doing the club championships as well. So it gets madness. But that's where we want to be, where if you do well in that, there's the option to actually race in the European Karting Championship. But as you can imagine, we need backing like you wouldn't believe to make that happen, mate.
Well, yeah, and this is, we watch Formula One and we talk about Formula One a lot, but this is where pretty much all the drivers start. They all start in karting, and in fact, we do have something here. This is from the Sunday Times, and to show everyone at home. This is a picture of Jos Verstappen and Max Verstappen. Max when he was a young lad in the karting, and then that's for you guys to keep how to make a Formula One world champion from karting. So you can have a read about that. But how does that affect you? I mean, obviously we're big F1 fans. You've been to races. I know you've been to Silverstone many times. Can you see yourself getting up to these heights?
I can only dream of it, and it's just, if I push myself, hopefully I can get there.
Well, that's a race-winning attitude, and I think that's certainly how these guys, Lewis Hamilton, we know, with his dad, they were here every weekend. Forest Edge, if you do get a chance to come down, do support your local go-karting club and check out the series. This is my first time ever to this kind of event. I'll tell you, I'm absolutely hooked, so we'll be doing more broadcasts throughout the year from different ones. I know you've got to get ready, so I'll let you run off. Predictions for F1 Italy this weekend?
Verstappen win and Perez second.
Lovely. Get down the gambling shop. Thanks, Lucas. Well, it is incredible. So we can see more from Lucas, and we'll let you know his results and his handles, so you can follow him on Instagram and all the channels. Let's go back to Monza. Free practice is finished now. Today's Saturday. We're looking forward to qualifying. Surprises from free practice?
So, surprises. Is it a surprise to see McLaren in the top 4 now? We just can't believe our luck. So nice. It is so good. So I'm expecting to see McLaren right up there. I'm expecting to, as I said before, Albon up there. I'm expecting to see Ferrari up there. I'm expecting to see Max at the front. It killed Lucas to say Max and Perez won too, because he's a massive Ferrari fan and wants to be in that Ferrari in 2032. So I knew it killed him to say that just then. But I think Aston Martin are going to have a mediocre weekend, just because they're better suited to the high downforce circuits like Monaco, where they finished second, and Zandvoort, where they finished second. But at the moment, they're a one-driver team, aren't they? I think Stroll has scored 3 points or something in the last 6 races. Like, what 5-6 races? Drogovic was in yesterday in FP1. So each team has to put their reserve driver, third driver I think they're called now, into a FP1 session in each car throughout the season. So it's his turn yesterday. Listen, I don't see him doing any worse a job if he came in, if I'm honest. But it's so political with Lance Stroll and his dad owning the team. They've got to do something somewhere.
Well, it is political. It's quite an obvious realisation. Let's not forget that Lance Stroll has come up through the ranks as well, and he has shown his skills in different series before. You know, we talked a lot about Liam Lawson and his performance. Daniel Ricciardo stood out for this race. So Liam Lawson will be taking the AlphaTauri seat. Look, Liam had a great race in terrible conditions at Dutch Grand Prix. Look, if he can emulate any of that success for this weekend, there could be a question about Liam Lawson replacing Ricciardo. And then is the dream over for Daniel?
Well, and we've got Tsunoda in that mix, because I don't see him really having the best of seasons either. So we could see Ricciardo Lawson in that car next season. So it's all up for grabs. And that's what we want as Formula One fans. We don't really like to know what's going to happen, and when it does, it's all exciting. And we know this time next week we'll be having totally different conversations about different things as well. So we loved to see Daniel back. We love to see rookies come in, and it's all there. So let's just get the best drivers in the best cars, and those 20 seats, the best 20 drivers. And Daniel, if he's one of them, great. If, you know.
Well, we don't know what the weather's going to be like. I want rain the whole time for every single race. I think we all do, but I think it might be fair. So those conditions will probably suit the Red Bull, seeing how fast they've been going. It may suit the Ferrari as well, I guess, with their experience of the track, it being a home race. You know, it could be anyone's. We could see some upsets. Mercedes, this new boost of confidence. We might see Lewis come back. The car has been getting better and better, but it's the same for all of them. Look at McLaren. They've been flying. Aston Martin, right back up there. I mean, I think this is going to be a really interesting race. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, certainly.
Yeah, this is what we've all dreamed of. We want 20 cars all within a second of each other. And I know Max is ahead of everyone, but the inter-team battles and, of the other 9 teams, within the teams, within those sort of top 5, you've got the front pack of, I'd say, 5 teams with Red Bull at the front. You've then got a couple of teams in the middle, with Alpine. McLaren have pulled away a bit from Alpine now, and Williams are starting to push out of that sort of backpack where you've got Haas and AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. But everybody's developing like crazy, and that's what we want to see as F1 fans. And eventually, we want to be able to turn around and go, we don't know who's going to be on that podium, rather than knowing it's Max every week. But we're seeing history again. I've said to you before, I now want to see this history being made and Max to go out and just blow it out the park.
Well, no, wise words there, and we love that. It's like the FA Cup, you don't know what's going to happen, and we really, it's looking like it's going that way, but Super Max, it could be again his weekend and his 10th successive victory. This is Racehouse for Monza Preview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon on YouTube, and follow our channels. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a whole host of others. But from Darren and I, from the Forest Edge Karting Club, it's nice to do one in person, Darren.
Mate, it's the first time. It's like we've just got out of COVID, Joe.
We've only just got out of COVID, but yeah, come down and support your local kart club. We'll see you again in Racehouse for our Monza review. That'll be out next week. And if you have any questions or comments for us, please make sure you do them. But from Forest Edge is me and Darren signing off. Bye from me.
And bye from me. Take care.